Joining me here today is Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar, BJP's candidate from Thiruvananthapuram constituency. Now, it's a tough triangular battle here in Thiruvananthapuram. You're taking on three-time sitting MP Dr. Tharoor and a CPI veteran, Pannian Ravindran. What do you think is basically your advantage when it comes to Thiruvananthapuram constituency this time?
Yeah, so thank you for having me. And I do think that when I came here that I consider this a three-way contest between, as you correctly point out, a CPI veteran, Pannian Ravindranji, and a sitting MP who's a three-term MP, Dr. Shashi Tharoor. But I have spent considerable amount of time now trying to visit as many of people as possible across a cross-section of society, across all of the 7 segments that constitute Thiruvananthapuram. And I certainly can see that there has been neglect, decline, and there is so many problems that people are facing that have not been attended to. And so therefore, I don't consider this anymore as an election or some three-way fight. I consider this as a mission to bring change to Thiruvananthapuram. And if you want to ask me what my strengths are or what we as BJP bring to this electoral competition, it is our performance record, what we have done in the last 10 years under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji to transform India, to take India from where it was left by the UPA and the Congress in 2014 as a fragile 5 economy to now the top 5 and soon to be a top 3 economy. How scores of people, thousands of people, including in Thiruvananthapuram, have got PM Ayushman card, which have really provided a security blanket for them in terms of health crises in their family, how they have benefited from the free ration for over 80 crore people, including in Thiruvananthapuram during COVID and beyond, how they were protected by the free vaccines, how many thousands have got homes under PM Awas Yojana, how including in Thiruvananthapuram, which had only 1.69 lakh rural homes with tap water out of the 7.5 lakh homes. In the last 3 years, thanks to Jal Jeevan Mission, this for 75 years what the CPM and the Congress could not do, the Jal Jeevan Mission of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has delivered, which is to almost 4 lakh new homes, rural homes. They have this really powerful, this transformational presence of safe tap water. So I think what we have is really 10 years of politics of performance demonstrated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. I as a candidate represent, as you know, very differently. I represent a man who wants to get things done, to solve people's problems. I don't need 15 years, I don't need 20 years. I'm arguing my case as somebody who wants to bring development, investment, jobs, skilling to Thiruvananthapuram, especially to transform the youth.
You are talking about development, skill and job to Thiruvananthapuram.
Yes.
Do you have a roadmap ahead of you? Yes, you're talking about development, but a specific roadmap ahead of you.
Of course, I do. I do have broad ideas in my mind, but again, I will not be as arrogant to say that these are my ideas, this will be the vision, and I'll just make these vague promises. I have started yesterday a program of outreach to every community and every person across the 7 assembly segments, so that together we will work together and create a vision document, a document for the future of Thiruvananthapuram, which is built around an aspiration for development, aspiration for jobs, aspiration for skills, aspiration for a better standard of living for all those, including in the coastal areas that are today suffering considerably from sea erosion, loss of livelihoods, to Technopark that once was a pioneering place for technology innovation and has really not grown to its full potential. So the entire spectrum, we want to be able to develop a vision, and I have said publicly that vision will be my 5-year promise, and that people can measure me at the end of 5 years vis-a-vis that document and say, have I delivered or not. I have clearly said that the difference between our politics, our approach towards people, is that we want to serve people and we do what we say. In Malayalam we say, "Paranjathu cheyyum." We are the people who do what we say, and most importantly, we are a sharp contrast from the 2 other political parties who make a lot of promises, never deliver, and the CPI left who never make any promises and never let anybody else do anything either. So these are the three contrasts.
Interesting you said that, because your opponent Dr. Tharoor himself said that only promises, BJP doesn't deliver anything. Yeah. The same the CPIM is saying. And the question pointed that they ask is, you have been a minister of state. You say that Trivandrum is your place, Kerala is your nada, your place. But what have you done as a minister in the government for Thiruvananthapuram and Kerala?
Yeah, so and this is a little bit of a clever. They think they are being very clever by obfuscating and making this question, because this is a question that should be posed to, and elections are a referendum for the performance of a public representative, and the question ought to be posed only to the sitting MP. If I was serving another city or another place in the country, the people there should ask me that question. And if anybody wants to look at my 18-year track record of what I did, I'm more than happy for Dr. Tharoor or Comrade Panyan Ravindran to go through my website and see what I've done. I have done a lot more than they would have done in a lifetime in terms of my public service, ranging from the 2G scam to fighting Section 66A, bringing privacy as a fundamental right. I have done a lot of service. So it is fine that they don't want to talk about their record and their performance, and they suddenly want to make it about me and my what I have delivered to Thiruvananthapuram. But Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has done more for Thiruvananthapuram than in the last 3-4 years than the CPM and the Congress combined have done in the last 70 years. So I am more than happy to have a debate on that. But it is certainly hypocritical, and not hypocritical, it is ironical and more than a little funny that two sitting MPs who have represented Thiruvananthapuram is asking a new MP who's challenging them about his performance towards people of Thiruvananthapuram. So I find it amusing. I wish them luck with that line of reasoning, but I think the people will see through that.
You said that they are not talking about their development, what they have done. As you know, Dr. Tharoor had issued a report card kind of a thing, what he has done. Mr. Ravindran had said that you keep talking that Technopark and IT is not really up to the mark, but it was when their comrade E.K. Nayanar was here, the first Technopark, the first IT park in the country has begun in Thiruvananthapuram. Yeah. So
no, I never said that Technopark is not up to the mark. I never said that. I said that I am sad in a lot of ways that when I came in 96-97 to build Kerala's first cellular network, digital cellular network, Kerala was at the forefront of technology. Kerala was actually leading India's thought on technology and innovation, and was the first. Thiruvananthapuram was the first place which discussed the Technopark. Bangalore was not discussing it, Hyderabad was not discussing it, Chennai had not become aware of it, Gurugram certainly did not know about it. But what has happened in the last so many years is that Kerala and Thiruvananthapuram in particular has fallen behind, I said today if you look at the startup ecosystem and the innovation ecosystem, look at investments, look at unicorns, Thiruvananthapuram certainly is not at the top 5. They are arguably between 12th and 18th, looking at depending on which report you read. I only said that. I said that the potential of Thiruvananthapuram, the talent of the Thiruvananthapuram youth has not been fully harnessed, and Technopark and the digital economy of Thiruvananthapuram can be 10 times bigger than what it is today. I never said it is bad. I said it could be better, and I have absolutely no problem with Sagav Panyan Ravindran giving credit to the original Technopark to Nayanar. He was a great leader. I have great admiration for the early leaders of Kerala. But the fact is, what the fact is, that in 2024, Thiruvananthapuram does not certainly rank amongst the top destinations for investments and job creations and innovation in general.
When you talk about not reaching the full potential, what your opponents are saying is that the central government has not really helped the state. Whenever they go to the center, fund is not provided, there is financial crisis, the state is being choked, and Dr. Tharoor had even said that when he reached out for a seawall across Thiruvananthapuram, it was told that this is a sea matter from the concerned ministry. So they are saying is that, so are you saying that only if the MP is from the ruling front, the constituency will get the benefits?
No, I'm not saying that. Mr. Tharoor is reacting to being exposed and outed for not doing things. When you are a 15-year MP and all you have at the end of 15 years, remember in those 15 years, 5 years he was a minister. So he was a minister in a government, UPA government, and he was an MP. So this argument that I had to go to the central government, he's blaming his own government. So
he meant the recent, in the past 10 years.
Yeah, so
that's
therefore,
what he said.
he's also admitting that the 5 years when he was a minister, he didn't do anything, he couldn't do anything, despite his government being there. I don't want you to defend him.
No,
So
I'm just saying
certainly
his claim was that during UPA, the 40-year-old national highway project which was stuck, it was because of the UPA government that he could talk and bring it back. So that's the claim that he has been made.
I'm not disputing anybody's right to be have the imagination run wild about their claims. It is certainly fundamental right for Mr. Tharoor to pretend and imagine that he has done a lot of work. But the problem with that is, in the last 15 years, there is really no material work that he has done. And his entire response now is, I could have done it, but nobody helped me. I could have done it, but nobody helped me. I wrote 3 letters, but nobody did anything. That is not the job of an MP. An MP's job is not to ask 3 questions in Parliament in a year and write 3 letters and hopefully get that letter delivered. That is not proactive public representation. That may be his view of public service. That is not my view of public service. When I take up an issue, I go sit there with the minister, with the ministry, and nag them till the matter is done, because I know it is impacting somebody's life. I don't consider this all very optics. So he has a way of operating and working, that is fine. I wish him well. He thinks that he has achieved a lot, I wish him well. I have no problem with that. My way of assessing performance, and I think that is what the general people look at, is how much of difference have you made with the opportunity that the people have given you. 15 years is not a short time to be giving a public representative. And in the 15 years, if all you can say is, I could have, I may have, I should have, but for, then I wish him well. I don't think that cuts it with people, but there is no problem with him using that line. As far as Comrade Panyan Ravindran saying that this is about only central government supporting or not supporting, look, the case of this is very simple, and the people of Kerala know this, people of Thiruvananthapuram know this. The last many years, since the people of Kerala gave the left an opportunity to govern, the last 8 years, industrial production has declined, agricultural production has declined, all 8 years in a row. This is the worst managed state economically, so says the Finance Commission. This is one of the most vulnerable economies that has been created after the left has become in government. Today the problem is that the government of Kerala does not have funds that are required as matching funds to fund schemes. Whether it is Jal Jeevan Mission today, we are even today depriving 2.69 lakh homes in rural Thiruvananthapuram from drinking water, despite the fact that the government of India has arranged the money 2 years ago and has made the money available, because the state of government of Kerala does not have matching funds. Today, they are not able to pay pensions and salaries to their state government employees, while the government of India is increasing dearness allowance and salary. So there is a broader question from which they don't want a debate on. They would prefer playing victim card and saying that this is about oppression, this is about government of India denying them funds, when everybody knows it is not.
See, you talk about Finance Commission, but then the left talks about the Neeti Aayog and the health indices, and they say that we are doing well in these factors, and our problem is mainly because the center is not giving us the funds that we deserve.
Look, Look, Vijay Mallya, when he could not pay salaries, and I took a delegation of unpaid employees to him, I remember the story. He said, I will not pay them because the government is not allowing me to borrow. There is a similarity here. I'm sorry to draw the similarity, but there's an absolute similarity. His company goes belly up, gets bankrupt. Why? Was it because the government did not give them loans, or because he mismanaged it and looted from it? I am making the case here strongly today, and this is something that needs to be said. The Pinarayi government needs to be held accountable for the mismanagement of the Kerala economy. That is the issue. Why is there a government by their own petition in Supreme Court saying two things? One is that we have made a loss of 1,80,000 crore, 1,10,000 crores in the last 7 years. They are themselves saying it. Then their lawyer Kapil Sibal says in Supreme Court, there is no potential in the Kerala economy except for tourism and IT. They are saying it. Which means what? There is no fishery economy in Kerala. There is no agricultural economy in Kerala. There is no manufacturing economy in Kerala. There is no handicraft economy in Kerala. So the government of Kerala has now woken up to after Rip Van Winkle type, woken up from a sleep, and they are telling the Supreme Court, we can't do anything in our state. If that is their point of view, then they should give it to somebody else.
But then when you talk about that, they also say that Kerala is a state which is ecologically fragile. You have a long coastline, you have the wetlands and a western Ghats. So you have to be responsible when you cannot have indiscriminate construction. And
this is all play of words. This is all, I have seen this happen for too many years and decades. People have heard this over and over again. If you cannot provide change in people's lives, if you cannot provide them with livelihoods, if you cannot give them a decent standard of living, if you can't build the basic infrastructure, then you should say, I can't do it. I want to go back and settle back wherever I've come from. Give the opportunity to other people. They will make a much bigger difference to people's lives, and give them an opportunity to govern and serve. This is a clever way or a smart way of saying I'm incompetent. I don't want to say I'm incompetent, but I will now flower this by bringing in environment, bringing in sustainability, and bringing all these other issues that are completely irrelevant, as if other states don't have environment issues.
No, but they say that this is a very ecologically fragile state. You have a long coastline, the wetlands.
So does Tamil Nadu, so does Karnataka, so does Maharashtra.
They have a bigger land area, which...
Yeah, I mean, so that means there is no economy possible here. Kerala's coastline and ecology was discovered after 2016, after Pinarayi Vijayan became Chief Minister. Kerala has had a coastline and was a bustling center of commerce and trade for many, many years. It had a growing agricultural economy. It had a growing manufacturing economy. 600 kilometers away from Kerala, a similar state is enjoying big factories making electronics products. 700 kilometers away from Thiruvananthapuram, there are factories coming up in Bengaluru, which don't require huge hundreds of acres of land. We have a port coming up in Thiruvananthapuram. Does the government not realize that a port is not for IT and tourism? A port is for electronics manufacturing. It is for manufacturing products, it's for trading. So there is a genuine mismanagement and lack of vision. When you try and do your economics through Karl Marx's textbooks in 2024, you will have a problem. That is a fact. And if you have a problem, then you should say that I want to either read a new textbook and understand new economics, or say I can't do it. The Russians are not following Karl Marx anymore. The Chinese are not following Karl Marx anymore. Why? Tripura is not following it. West Bengal is not following it. Why is it that only Kerala, in the name of ecology and environment, are we suffering under Karl Marx's ideology?
You have been given an outsider tag. That's what both your opponents have been saying. How do you counter?
Look, this is the most hilarious thing I have heard on the planet. I mean, I have heard some very funny things come from the left and the Congress, these two buddies of the Indie Alliance. The Congress that has foisted upon itself Sonia Gandhi for decades as the president should be the last one to talk about outsider-insider. I request through you to them, zip it. I mean, let's not go there. Manmohan Singh was sitting in Assam, representing Assam, and was the Prime Minister of the country. I am, last time I checked, my father is a Malayali, my mother is a Malayali, my grandfather is a Malayali, I have an ancestral home in Trichy. And now if you call me an outsider, then either you need to get a head examined, or you are just desperate and you're playing silly politics. Now as for the left calling me, the left, Pinarayi Vijayan has called me Vargiyavadi, called me not a Malayali, and I have answered these questions. I am more of a Malayali than he is. I can say Jai Hind and I can say I am a Malayali at the same breath without worrying about Chinese comrades getting upset about it. So I am more of a Malayali than he is. Now, as far as him and the communists and the Congress having a problem with me, let's accept it. I am coming here to change things. It is not status quo as far as I am concerned. I am going to certainly not, I am going to ruffle their feathers. I am going to ruffle the narrative, the convenient narrative that the UPA and the LDF have put together. Once yours, next time mine, then I will pat you here in Thiruvananthapuram, you pat me in 3 other constituencies. All that is going to be changed in this election. So they know it. So of course, when you have nothing else to say, you say I'm an outsider. But I am an outsider as far as the type of politics I practice. I am a politician and a public servant who wants to talk only about development, opportunity, jobs and investment. To that extent, I am a total outsider from the politics of appeasement, division that the Congress and the left represent.
You mentioned politics of appeasement, but both your opponents are again talking about secularism. Vote for us in the name of secularism, not support somebody from the BJP. And you yourself had a case registered against you when it comes to the Kalamasheri incident.
Right.
So how would you see this?
I think this is again a nice way of exposing two parties who, during an election where the narrative should be about who is best suited to serve the people and take a city and a state and a country forward, when that is the main question that is to be asked by the voters and answered by the public representatives who are contesting, they will speak about anything but performance. They will say lies about CA, that's fine. They will say lies about Bharat Mata Ki Jai, that's fine. Today it is clear that both those parties are in a race for one thing, which is for the Muslim vote. They are scrambling for it. They are now in a desperate fight after seeing what happened in Telangana, where the Congress successfully spun this conspiracy theory about the BRS being the backroom boys of the BJP or being in alliance with the BJP. The BRS as a consequence lost the Muslim vote completely to the Congress, and the Congress succeeded. They think they can play the same game here. They will first say that the BJP and the left are partners. They will then say that we are anti some community. The BJP and Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji we are very clear. We are pro everybody. We will serve every community equally in Thiruvananthapuram, in Kerala, in any part of the country. Our 10 years of track record is clear. We have never discriminated, we have never favored or disfavored any community on the basis of gender, race, caste or community. So that is the fact. What they are saying is essentially appeasement politics.
You have been an MP for 18 years through
Yes.
Rajya Sabha. This is the first time you're contesting a Lok Sabha election. So how are you seeing it? How is the politics, the fight on the ground, the elections on the ground?
I have been involved in many Lok Sabha elections in the past. I have managed Lok Sabha elections. I have managed Lok Sabha elections for my friends in the BJP since 1995. So this is not new to me. I have experienced the hurly-burly of Lok Sabha elections and the challenges and the difficulties of campaigning, and so it is not something new to me, and I don't see this as anything unusual. I think it is important for every public servant to be serving in Lok Sabha at least once in his or her lifetime, because that rounds off and completes the ability to connect with people and to be engaged with them permanently.
Before I let you go, what do you have to say to the people of Thiruvananthapuram?
No, I say to them, as I said on the first day I came here, that I have come here to serve. I have come here with a track record of politics of performance. I come here and seek your support, your blessings in my mission and my Prime Minister's mission to be your MP, to be your minister, and to really take Thiruvananthapuram and the youth of Thiruvananthapuram and every community of Thiruvananthapuram forward with development, with prosperity, with jobs and investment. That is the opportunity I seek. Give me 5 years and I'll certainly work hard to live up to your expectations.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rajeev Chandrasekhar. Thank you for speaking to CNN News.
Thank you.